you're the prize. Hey dolls, welcome back to my YouTube channel, or welcome if you guys are new. My name is Chyna. Welcome to The Life of Chyna, and in today's video I'm going to be giving you guys a cute little chit chat type of video while I do my nails. So what I'm going to be talking about in this video is a little bit like self-love, some things that I learned while on my self-love journey, and I just kind of want to talk about some things, you know. I just want to talk about some stuff, but it's all pretty much going to be pertaining to self-love. So if you're into those kind of topics, then keep on watching. How y'all doing? How y'all been? How's everything going, guys? How's everything going? So I got these nails months ago, and I never put them on because I felt like they were not like everyday nails, but then I also realized that I don't like this shape of nails on me, but like it's clearly too late for me to bring the nails back. So what I just decided to do was just see how it'll look if I cut them off, like cut them down. I hope it still looks cute, but we're about to test it out and we're about to see right now. Today's topic is self-love, of course, and that's a journey that I've been on for a little minute. Like if you've been watching my videos from like 2-3 years ago, then you know that like I was getting into my self-love journey, like loving myself more, start exercising more. I think I did a video about like my self-love Sunday routine. It was something like that, and like I started to use more products that I like. I started to get more into my like feminine self, and when I say that, I mean as far as like beauty and things like that. Like I started to get into that more. I started journaling, I started reading more. So I've been like started a little while ago, and I kind of just been like going up from there, I guess I could say. And I feel like, okay, this is definitely too small. Is there sizes on here? But I feel like I've learned a lot, like for sure, and I want to incorporate talking about this kind of stuff more, because I feel, I don't know, like I want to, like I love helping. I realized what I like to do. I love to help people. I love to like inspire people to be like the best version of themselves, because I'm striving to be the best version of myself, and I feel like when you help others, like it's just good to help other people. I don't know how these nails are gonna come out, but like I know I don't want to wear them this pointy, so I don't know. I guess we're gonna figure it out from there. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about for sure is that Steve Harvey video that's been going around. If I could find it, I'm gonna insert it so you guys could see if you didn't see it already.
These young boys today, what do she bring to the table? The hell you mean, man? What do your ass bring to the table? You got a woman that can come to the table that can make another you. What else she need to slide up to the table with? What about your job? What happened to men who were supposed to be responsible? Do you know that it's our job to take care of a woman and some children?
But basically, he was just talking about how guys these days, like they always ask a woman, oh, what do you bring to the table? You know, blase, blase. And yeah, I'm trying to see if this nail fits, but I feel like it's a little too small. They're asking a woman, what does she bring to the table? But she is the table. Like basically that's what he's saying. She is the table because she can bring another you to the table. Can you do that? And I definitely agree with that. And I feel like for a long time, like I feel like what's really going on, especially like with our, like my generation, or I don't even know who my generation is at this point. I don't even know. But all I know is that I feel like people these days, us these days, like young people, however, you know, like we are the table, 110%. I mean, we don't really understand our value a lot. Like we really don't get our value. Not all of us, but like some of us, even me sometimes, like I be forgetting who I am. And I feel like that's what a lot of us are doing. So it's like we accept stuff like, oh, what are you bringing to the table, and the whole 50-50 thing, and just all of that, all of the kind of stuff that is just like to me, it's not okay, or what I feel like a man should be doing. Like, these are just my opinions, guys. You know, I'm not no therapist. Let me backtrack a whole lot so I could really just make this make sense for y'all. So like I'm saying, a lot of us young black girls, especially for young black girls, we aren't really taught to love ourselves. We aren't taught to set boundaries. Like, we're not really taught that kind of stuff. We're taught to always share and to cook and clean and to dress certain ways and to, you know, like, tend to this person and care for that person and put us on the back burner. Like, that's really what we're taught to do. And because of that, I feel like that's what has us like settling for certain men and their like lack of wanting to pay for stuff and treat you like you are the prize, because babes, you are the prize. I don't care what anybody say, you're the prize. You're the prize. I feel like a man is supposed to run after you. You're not supposed to run after a man. That's just how I feel. I feel like a man is he pursues. You attract him. You attract your man. We do not chase. We attract. Because if you're chasing something, then it's running from you. So you don't need to be chasing anything. Like, no. And I feel like a lot of us realize that as well. But like I was saying, so because we weren't really taught to love ourselves, it's like we settle for things that we should not have settled for. And it even be like small stuff as well. Like, even just having your man open the door for you every time you get in and out the car. You shouldn't touch a door at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that's a standard that I have for myself now. Like, if the guy that I'm dating or whatever the case may be, whoever it is, if you don't open the door for me, you know, then it's like, you got to go. You got to go. Because why are you not treating me like the queen, like the princess that I am? And I feel like when we set those kind of boundaries for ourselves, we attract better things. Like, I feel like life is literally just like an algorithm. It's an algorithm. So just like, you know how they say like karma is, like, what you give is what you get. So if you're only giving yourself 10%, you're only gonna get 10%. If you're not loving and pouring into yourself, then all you're gonna get is people who don't love and pour into themselves. And once I realized that, I was like, oh my God. I really didn't realize that at all, because let me tell you a little backstory. I was watching a little TikTok on, I think about like manifesting and stuff like that. And it was like this young woman who was basically like, life is literally just like, no, I like what she's saying, or did I come up with that myself? Like, basically, the more that you engage with something, the more it's gonna pop up. And it just like made a light bulb click in my head. I was like, that makes sense. It's because like when you think about life in that way, it's like what you pay attention to is like, that's just what's gonna be your reality. You know, like how they say, if you focus on the negative, then it's just gonna be negative that comes. But if you be positive and take the positive lesson out of every L that you take, or whatever the case may be, like, life is just gonna go so much smoother and so much better for you. So once I realized that like basically it's all just an algorithm. It's all just like they said, the karmic scales and stuff like that. Like, the more we pour into ourselves, the more love, the more abundance, prosperity, the more of that we're going to get. And I feel like that's really the key of like when people become millionaires, when people are truly like successful in life, and not even just like financially, but successful in, you know, being able to live the life that they want to live, how they want to live, when they want to live it. I feel like that's really the key. Just loving yourself. And also, like, loving yourself is healing your inner child. It's taking time to do shadow prompts. Is figuring out yourself alone, spending time alone, doing things alone. It's improving yourself. It's doing things that you don't feel like doing. Like, you know how, if, like, I'm gonna say for me, for example, I feel like something that I don't do to show myself, or that I didn't used to do to show myself that I love myself, was eating unhealthy. I feel like eating healthy is a form of loving yourself, because it's your body. Like, what you put into your body really, really affects so much. Like, it literally affects everything. Like, it affects your mood, it affects your health, it affects your sleep, your opinion of yourself, your body image. Like, so it's like, if I love myself, why would I put harmful food in my body? If I love myself, why am I eating past 8 p.m.? Or why am I eating, you know, at 9, 10 o'clock at night, munching on cookies? Why am I doing that? And then going right to sleep. That's so unhealthy. That's not good for you. That's not good for you. So it goes way deeper than just the like materialistic stuff, I guess I want to say. Like, I guess it's like materialistic, but yeah, like loving yourself is doing that. Loving yourself is setting boundaries with people. And even though setting boundaries can be very difficult sometimes, it's important. You have to put yourself first, always. Like, you have to put yourself first, because nobody else can put you first, because they gotta put themselves first. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if I'm putting myself first and I'm making sure that like I'm in the best mental state, and if I'm not in the best mental state, I'm, you know, doing different things to make sure I get into my best mental space, then I can better help other people. I can be a better sister. I can be a better daughter. Not that I can't, I will be a better daughter. I will be a better human in life. Like, y'all ever just be in, I know when I be in a good mood and I be feeling good, like what I just started to do now was like just talk to, I'm supposed to be doing my nails, but what I start to do now is like, when I see people in public, I be more intentional about like complimenting people, man or woman. You know, I'm like, oh, I love your shirt, I love your hair, your jacket. Like, I just feel like, because you never know what a person is going through, you never know what a person is insecure about, and so like I kind of think about that stuff, and I just be like, okay, well, let me, you know, say something nice, like let me just be kind, let me spread some positivity, because that may have made their whole day. You never know. So that's one thing that I feel like I do, and I only can do that because I'm loving myself on that level. And there was another quote that I saw that kind of really hit me like so hard. Y'all, I'm telling you, these quotes, the universe, the Lord, just been like boom, 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 like just giving me all the knowledge. And like I've been really receiving it and like doing my best to understand it and like kind of apply it to my life and stuff. But basically the quote was just like, people can only love you as much as they love themselves. Okay, I have a perfect example for you, a perfect example. So there was this guy that I was like interested in, and he was interested in me supposedly. And this is like when I was in the beginning of doing my self-love journey. I was kind of learning about like setting boundaries and what to accept from a dude and what not to accept from a dude. So basically we were supposed to go on a date, and I think I told y'all about this. No, I never told y'all about this. So we were supposed to go on a date, but he didn't have a car and I had a car, and I'm like, well, no, like he did have a car, but it was like in the shop or something. So he wanted me to come out to the city that he was in. And he wasn't like far from me, he was like 20 minutes away. But I was like, and we were supposed to go to the movies, I think, and get something to eat. And if y'all see me looking over here, I'm looking at the mirror, I'm looking at myself. He said that, you know, we were gonna go like on Friday. Let's just say he said we were gonna go Friday. Friday rolls around, you know, I don't hear nothing from him. And I'm like, okay, well, let me go ahead and just, or I lied, I did hear from him, but he didn't say anything about the thing. So, you know, we're kind of talking a little bit and stuff, and then it's getting close to the time, and I'm like, he never say, you know, like he never confirmed with me again. And I asked him about it. I believe I asked him about it, and I was like, what's going on? Like, what happened? I thought we were supposed to be going to the movies or whatever the case may be. And he was like, he basically was like, oh, you know, my car's messed up, blah, 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 or something like that. Something fell through on his end some kind of way, and we couldn't do it. So I'm like, okay, cool. I told him, so for me, the first thing was like, okay, so if you were not ready, if you knew that, you know, you didn't have your car or whatever, why would you not tell me something? Why you waited until I contacted you and asked you and brought it up? Why did you wait till I brought it up for you to come back and say that we weren't going no more? Like, my little feelings was hurt, because I'm like, dang, I'm over here about to get ready. You know, I'm getting cute. I'm going on a little date. Like, you know, I'm about to go do a little something. And we're not going. So that was the first red flag for me, because I felt like that was a very bad lack of communication. And even though I feel like then I felt like that was kind of small, I brushed it off, I let it slide. But me now, no, that's not okay. Lack of communication, and we ain't even going on the first date yet. No, it's not okay. So then after that, I think we were supposed to go the next day, if I'm not mistaken. I think we were supposed to, he was like, okay, we can go tomorrow or something like that. And then I think that was when he asked if I could come drive and meet him at the movies. And so in my head, I'm like, well, how you get into the movies? Because the movies is closer to his house than it is to mine. He's 20 minutes away, so we're going over there. So he's like, he wants me to come over there. And I'm just like, in my mind, I'm like, I shouldn't have to come to you. Like, I shouldn't have to drive to you. Why do I have to come drive to you? Why are you not coming drive to me? Like, that's what I'm thinking in my head. But I asked somebody else and they were like, oh no, you know, you should go. So I feel like now I wouldn't have went. But then I was gonna go. But once again, he canceled on me again, y'all. He canceled on me again. And I'm like, okay, now what's really going on? I'm like, this is the second time that you done canceled on me. And I told him about it, and I think he came back and did it again one more time. So after the third time, I said, oh no. And I told him about it. I said, listen, you need to get your shit together. You're not about to keep on canceling on me and having me thinking about, we're not doing this. I don't know what it was, but I left him alone, and I'm glad that I did. I should have done that. But I just wanted to give you guys an example of like settling for less, because I feel like, I feel like I'm not upset that I did that before, but if that situation occurred again, I'm not going to do that again. Like, I'm not going to allow it to get that far. The first time that you show a lack of communication, that you show a red flag like that, and you don't come back and show me that you're truly apologetic about it and you're sincere, that's to go. So that's just one example of like setting a boundary with other people. And it doesn't even have to be like a dude or a person that you're dating. It could be anybody. Like I said, setting boundaries is hard, but I feel like that's something that a lot of us, especially, and I'm really talking to my young black girls, even older black women, like, life is going to give you whatever you accept. If you're just accepting the bare minimum, you're gonna get the bare minimum. Y'all, I'm really supposed to be doing my nails right now. I don't know, yeah, it's just so much that I have to say. It's so much that I want to say that, like, I'm just trying to like get it to make sense for you guys. So like I was saying, with us accepting the bare minimum, it makes people who have standards just seem like they're just ridiculous. And like, when I was younger, I always used to question that, like, when people say, oh, your standards are too high, like saying that to other people. And I would just see other young women, like other women, be like, you know,
oh, your standards are too high, they don't have no men who do all that, and blase.
And another example, y'all. So one time I was dating this dude, and well, he was my boyfriend. We weren't just dating, he was my boyfriend, right? And I had a pop-up shop for my business. I used to do pop-up shops for my business, like, you know, just getting myself off the ground and stuff like that. Are you gonna come help me set up and do stuff like that? Like, you're gonna come support me? And I told him about it, I think, like, I told him about it prior, and I asked him like maybe the day before, the day of, or something like that. And he was like, oh, I can't come because I have to do schoolwork or something like that. And I'm like, okay, I understand you have to do schoolwork, but I told you this days ago. Like, I told you this days ago. And also, my pop-up shop was literally, I'm gonna say, like, it was like 10 minutes away from where he was at. So I'm like, you're telling me that you can't come and support me? Like, and I'm not saying his schoolwork is not important, y'all. I hope y'all hearing what I'm saying. His schoolwork is 110% important. Like I said, he has to put himself first in order for him to treat me and love me as I should be loved, right? But what I'm saying is that, like, I still feel like I deserve for you to support me. I told you in advance. So that means you should have, and you could have, taken the time to figure out how you can make sure to be there. I feel like I deserve somebody who's going to be able to come to my stuff, especially if you know how much my business means to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? This isn't just like a family party or something like that. This is my business. This is my future. This is my career, you know? So I just felt like this was something that's very important to me. You know how important this is to me. Why would you not make sure that you're there? So I made it an issue. I told him about it. And he spoke to someone else about it, I believe, or maybe they overheard. I'm not sure how this person found out, but I later ended up talking to this person, and this is someone from his side, like his people and stuff. She's not my people or nothing like that. And she came to me and she asked me like, oh,
You know, you think you're more important than his schoolwork? Why do you think that he should stop doing his blah, blah, blah?
I explained to her the same thing that I told you guys. Like, if it was me, I would have studied earlier in the morning. I would have studied the day before. I did my homework. I would have did whatever it is that I needed to do before, because I feel like if that's something that's important to you, then I'm gonna do my best to make sure I be there. Especially, like I said, if it's pertaining to, like, if it's something that's super important to you, I'm gonna do my best to be there. 110%, y'all. So let me also say that he did end up coming. He ended up coming and he ended up doing his schoolwork right next to me on the computer. So I just like that kind of further proved my point. If it was something that he had and he wanted me to be there, I would have been there. If I had to do my schoolwork, you know, on the computer, I would have did it. Even though I probably would have did my best to, you know, do it the day before so that I don't have to worry about it, or however, you know, it may be. But anyways, she was basically, you know, like trying to figure out, I guess, like why I felt like he should have been there.
Oh, you know men don't do that. And
I can't remember exactly what she said. It basically sounded like she was settling. That's what it sounded like to me. Like, I looked at her and I kind of like had a moment to myself, like, did she really just say that? Like, and in that moment for me, it made me realize that like a lot of us are affected by that. Like, even the older women, because she was older, so even older women feel that same way, to where it's like it just makes the standard so low to where it's like, if you want anything more than what's average, you're bougie, you're extra, you're this, you're that, and you think you're too good and you got your nose tooted up. You know, some people do be having their nose tooted up a little too high and stuff like that. I'm not talking about them people. I'm talking about people who just want more for themselves. That just made me like, that was just one occasion I want to say about that. She doesn't believe that there's something better out there for her. She doesn't believe that she's worthy of getting somebody who's going to meet her standards. She doesn't believe that there's somebody out there who, when she says that she wants them to come to something, they're going to come. She just feels like, oh, well, if he can't make it, he can't make it. I'm not feeling like that. I'm not feeling like that. And you know, if that's how you feel, then I don't, you know, that's you. But I don't feel like that, and I encourage my friends, family, whoever to not feel like that as well. We only have one life, guys. Like, we literally have one life to live. Sorry about that. I had to take a quick little pause. Gather my thoughts real quick. And then I went ahead and did some of my nails off camera because, y'all, I got so into talking that I forgot I was supposed to be doing my nails. So I'm like, let me kind of speed it up a little bit. But basically, I feel like Steve Harvey was right, for sure. Like, women are the table. You shouldn't even be asking, like, what do I bring to the table? Like, I am the table. I feel like women are just so powerful. Like, we're more powerful than we know, and what we're taught and what we're led on to believe. Like, that stuff is crazy to me. It's so crazy to me. But it's like, we're amazing. Like, black women are beautiful. We're hot girls. Like, we're just it. And I feel like the way that I realized that we were settling was not only from those little experiences that I told you guys about just now, but also from like just seeing other people in healthy and happy relationships. Like, they're genuinely, well, I don't know if they're like genuinely, but from what I see, like, they are really happy with each other. They truly love each other. The man truly cherishes the woman. Like, I feel like that's another thing that I know that I've messed up with, like, with loving myself and like setting the tone for the person, the guy that like I date or whatever, is not like just being too eager, I guess, or being too excited. Like, it's just a lot of things that I feel like we do way too early. And I feel like that's what really messes us up, because like I said, we just kind of be like, oh, he likes me, let me just give him everything right now, and it's like, no, babes, no, we don't do that. We don't do that. We have to allow the guy to show who he is, show that he's going to cherish you, show you that he's going to love you. If he didn't pull up to the first day with no flowers or nothing like that, then go home. But for real, like, if that's your preference, like, if you like flowers and stuff like that. But I feel like we can't, like, I feel like my light just went out, guys. So excuse that, but we're gonna go ahead and finish this video. Yeah, like we just gotta stop making it so easy. I feel like that's another act of self-love, is allowing the man to do the chasing and the pursuing as he should. Let him chase you. Y'all, it's so many things, but self-love is just so important, y'all. Like I could literally go on and on. I'm gonna break these things down in different videos and stuff so that like it'll be more organized and I can be more detailed about everything. But I definitely feel like self-love is something that we definitely need to be like a lot more aware about. And I mean like the deeper levels of self-love, like I said, like just setting boundaries with people, setting boundaries with men, setting boundaries with your friends, setting boundaries with yourself. Like it's very important. It's very important. And I feel like I said, even with the settling thing, like if a man is not treating you how you feel like you deserve to be treated, then leave. Like just leave. Like don't worry about what somebody else say, because people be saying some stuff and I'm just like, no ma'am. Like I'm a firm believer that there is somebody for me. There is somebody for me. And I feel like the people who say things like, you know, just feeling like they have to settle because this is all that's out there, I feel like they ain't thinking big. Like you gotta think big. When I think about it, my perception of like relationships, being with people and stuff like that, is if a relationship doesn't work out for me, I'm gonna cry, I'm gonna be sad, depending on like what it is and stuff. But I feel like at the end of the day, my positive outlook on it is that like there's millions of people in the world. Millions. I plan on traveling, y'all. I could meet my man in Japan. Like, oh, that right? Y'all get what I'm saying? Like, you can meet your soulmate anywhere. You can meet them anywhere. Most people, soulmate or lifetime partner, it don't be people that they met in their hometown. Like, it be people from somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I felt. Like, I feel like, okay, if it didn't work out for you, then that means that, you know, there's something else out there for me. Like, there's something that's bigger and better. There's someone who's gonna fit me in the right ways. Like, I may have thought that this is the person for me, but clearly you're not for me. At least you're not for me right now, because who knows? You know, you could date somebody and then come back 5 years, 2 years, even a year, and get back together. I just feel like there's a lesson in everything. Relationships, friendship falls out. Like, if we don't work out, then it was for a reason. This was meant to teach me a lesson. This was meant to build my character and just to give some, you know, oof to my plot story, you know? And that's just kind of how I look at it. Like, and I'm so thankful. Like, I'm so thankful that I have that kind of mindset, because I really genuinely, like, I'm just so glad that I feel that way, because I feel like life would be a lot harder. I feel like I would be a lot more upset. I'd be so much more hurt and maybe even like bitter, because I just feel like, you know, because you just feel like deep down, like, dang, like there's nobody out there for me. And I feel like there is. But y'all, like, it's just crazy. I just want y'all to be aware of that. Like, we have to start expecting more. We got to stop settling for less. And it's not even just with relationships. This is with business opportunity. This is with friendships. This is with your family members. Like, it's just every aspect of your life. You have to set boundaries. You have to, and also with that, you have to also make sure you're embodying that too. Like, you can't, I don't want to say you can't, but like, you really shouldn't expect somebody to do all of these things for you, and you don't even do, for one, you don't do it for yourself, and for two, you have to be able to do that for other people. Like, if you don't, like, you can't want people to do stuff for you that you're not gonna do for them. Like, you gotta know what kind of table you are. Basically, you gotta know what kind of table you are. You can't be a bro down table. You gotta build yourself up. You gotta work on the legs. You gotta do some painting. You gotta do what you gotta do. And I feel like that's literally what self-love is. Like, basic. Like, just imagine we're all tables, guys. Imagine, I'm sorry y'all, this fly, just imagine that we're all tables, right? And we're all different kinds of tables, different shades. But I'm just thinking like a little wooden table. I'm gonna do my best, keep it concise, keep it cute. We all this little wooden table, they come in different shades. And some of us, you know, screws are loose. And this doesn't mean that you're retarded or not like that. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm just giving examples of like everybody has trauma. So like with the, let's just pretend that like the screws are the traumas. So you might have a couple of screws that are loose, the screws that's not in place. You might have scratches, you might have dents. And I feel like you have to get yourself together. You gotta have your table nice, you gotta have your table cute, you gotta pour into your table, you gotta make sure your table is sturdy, which means your mental. You have to make sure your mental is together. You have to make sure, like I said, like your paint job is fresh, and that's, you know, keeping your complexion or your clothes just looking nice, fresh, neat, and things like that. I feel like as long as you're doing that stuff, as long as you're pouring into yourself, everything is gonna fall into the place. The right man gonna come, the right job is gonna come. And like I said, also just don't settle for less. If you think you deserve more, then you probably do deserve more. Like, I'm pretty sure that that's what it is. Like I said, some people be different, but y'all know what I'm trying to say. Like, you just have to have faith in yourself and faith in God or the universe, whatever it is that you praise, or, you know, like connect with, shall I say. Like, you just have to have faith. Yeah, I just feel like self-love is so important. But what I did also want to say, y'all, this last thing, I promise. Another thing that I also wanted to say that I've learned, like, with my self-love journey, is that like I said, back to the quote, like, people can only love you as much as they love themselves. Like, with me just learning so much about this kind of stuff, it made me realize how much other people have hurt me and how much it affected my self-esteem, how much it affected my confidence, how much it affected how I view myself. And it kind of made me angry. Like, I was angry, and sometimes I still get a little angry at certain things, but what helped me, like, not be that way and do better to kind of forgive the people who have hurt me was just seeing that quote, basically, that like these people only treat you this way because they have trauma themselves. Like, they're only being bitter. Like, example, I could say, like, a lot of people, especially like in my family, but people just overall, like, they're always just like, oh, Chyna, you're so extra, you're so this, you're so that, you're so bougie, and like just all these different things. And I used to, like, low-key kind of feel bad, or I used to feel like I was doing too much. But then I had to realize, girl, you are not doing too much. Like, you want the best out of life, and nothing is wrong with that. You want the top tier. You don't want to have the just basic stuff and things like that, and that's okay. And if other people want to be basic and have, that is okay, babes. That's your life. That's okay. You do what you want to do and do how you want to do. But I just feel like the reason why those people are so quick to tell me things like that is because they're mad at themselves for not feeling that way about themselves. If, like, I hope that's making sense to you guys. Like, they're insecure about themselves, or it's like somebody that always has something negative to say about you, or, you know, you just got your hair done, oh, she thinks she all that because she got her hair done, blah blah blah. And it's really like, you're just saying that because you're insecure about yourself, or you're just mad because you don't look like this, or whatever it is. Like, oh, you think you're this and you're that? No, you think that I'm all that. That's what you think, boo. Because if that's what I think, then so what? Like, okay, and can I not think that I'm all that? I didn't say you wasn't all that. Just because I think I'm all that doesn't mean that I'm saying you're not all that too. I just feel like nothing's wrong with me thinking that I'm all that in a bag of chips, because I am. And so are you. You're all that in a bag of chips. Like, why are you mad because I think that I'm all that? Supposedly. Even though I never said that I think that I'm, like, why can't I feel myself? Why can't I be confident in myself? And it used to upset me because I'm like, why are you hating on me? Like, why are you mad because I'm trying to feel myself and I'm trying to be cute? And I just feel like, dang, like, I kind of gotta dim my own light, or like I have to not be myself or not say too much, or, you know, just watch how I'm acting. I feel like I had to be like that, and I'm upset that I had to be like that. But like I said, I just had to realize that people only act that way because they're unhealed themselves. Like, if you don't heal yourself, you're gonna continue to have negative feelings. You'll never be happy with yourself. You'll, like, you know, you're just gonna be filled with regret and resentment, and I don't want my life to be like that. I don't want my life to be filled with regret and resentment. I want to be able to enjoy my life. I want to be able to be happy for other people and not feel like upset and stuff because I'm not doing that, or I didn't do that for myself. Like, y'all get what I'm saying? Y'all let me know y'all thoughts down below. But your girl's nails is done. Wait, let me see. They're so cute. I'm gonna insert a little clip for y'all to see, but to cut them down, just love yourself. Just do your best. every day. Those are just my thoughts. That was just some stuff that was like on my mind. I've been wanting to say, and like I told you guys, like I want to incorporate more videos like this because I feel like this is something that I'm super passionate about, especially because it's something that I'm like going through right now. Like I'm, you know, going through my own journey, and I would love to like talk to y'all, talk to other people, and see like other people's perspectives and just connect. But seriously, y'all heal yourselves. I'm healing, I'm working on healing, and I'm so glad that I am. I feel like life is a lot better when you have a better like positive perspective on things, when you're loving on yourself. Like you feel so much better inside when you're eating right, like just when you're doing all the good stuff for yourself, like you just feel so much better, like so much better. And it's not easy. It's not easy at all, y'all. It takes some work. Sometimes I be having to check myself, like, ooh, it be like, girl, I be like, girl. But I feel like it's really a mind thing, y'all. Like it's really just a mind thing. Like if you want it bad enough, you gonna go after it. And I feel like that's what I had to start telling myself, because in the past year, like I mentioned in my life update video, I really feel like I let myself go, and I never want to allow myself to get to that point ever again. Like ever in life. You know, it's all part of the journey, it's all part of the process. Like I said, I'm grateful for everything that I've gone through, even though a lot of it hurt me and stuff. But I feel like it's just a part of me becoming who I am. It's a part of me gaining my wisdom. You know, like you gotta go through stuff to even be able to have wisdom and have certain knowledge. Like I feel like a lot of stuff in life is you having to experience certain things. Like people can tell you 1,010 times, but you're not gonna see it until you really see it. Whether you choose to like see it when they're telling you, or you really have to be in that situation to see it. Like, and sometimes I make myself have to be in that situation to really see it, but I'm not doing it no more. Somebody want me to tell me something, babes, I'm all ears. I'm listening. No, babe, I'm not doing it no more. I'm gonna go ahead and listen. But y'all hear about that another day. Hope y'all enjoyed this video. Let me know how you like it. I want to come up with a cute name for like the videos like these. So y'all let me know if y'all have any suggestions. I might ask on Instagram as well. But make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Tag your friends. Let them join the conversation down below in the comments. And I'll see you guys in the next video.